Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And welcome to another with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year and 2 months and counting, because that's right, the daily stream streak remains strong. I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, or the staff who contain them, or the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next question mark amount of time, which will be explained shortly. But before I get to the stream subject and explain the parameters of today's stream, allow me to start with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Mamori. Congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. And then, 369 Destroyer, Kitty Fly, Agent Fletcher, Amber, Silent Follower, Senior Researcher Alex, Froy, Gray, Sleepless Dragon, Rebel Commander. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, interns, Hunter Mark, Opal, Katavix, Hotel California, Blorblow, Moss Monster, Pancakes, Baconsu, The Ant, Fishman, Malachi, Bored as Hell, Founder, and Soundwave Prime. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here today, interns, just for being you. Now, today's stream is sponsored yet again. It is sponsored by the last 16 hours of the SCP Containment Breach, the movie Kickstarter. We've seen a little more growth, although we are still far below goal, which does not bode well with 16 hours left to go. But we at Site 42 never give up. And so, Mobile Task Force Site 42, do what you can to share the movie Kickstarter, to show people that it exists, to donate if you still haven't. Because even if the Kickstarter doesn't go through, which means no one's money gets taken, all donations are refunded to the donators if a Kickstarter fails. What it will show is that there was interest. So that when the Kickstarter team, Keter Labs, brings this movie to future investors, they can say, hey, It happened during the war. It happened when the economy was real bad, gas prices were doubled, and yet still 700 people donated $61,500 to get the SCP movie off the ground. Imagine what they would do if it was in theaters and they could just buy a ticket and make it easy. And so the more we support them now, the more we have backing to get investors to help them out. It is still possible even if the Kickstarter fails, but only if we put our backs into it, team. And so Mobile Task Force Psi-42 codenamed the Signal Boosters, make sure to do your duty, share the Kickstarter, donate to the Kickstarter, make it look as big and powerful as possible for when the behind-the-scenes investment calls begin. I thank you for your service in this manner. Now, a reminder that it is still the month of June, which means happy Pride to all of you who work for us here at the SCP Foundation, especially here at Site 42, where we have been celebrating Pride Month all month. I being, of course, asexual, or the A of the LGBTQIA spectrum. And so a happy Pride Month to all my L's, G's, B's, T's, Q's, IA's, pluses. You are valid, you are worthy of love and being who you are, and anyone who says otherwise goes into the femur breaker on my orders. Furthermore, do remember to check out Pride Fest 2026 on the SCP database. They are highlighting different Pride-related stories all month. The current one is Kind of Heartbreaking, True Trans Soul Rebel by Nat Voltaic. It is a Gamers Against Weed LGBTQIA story. So be aware, it will be somewhat painful, but sometimes the stories are happy, sometimes the stories are about the trials and tribulations. Make sure you take care of yourself and don't read anything that will hurt you too much. SOM Studios put out a call to help out Keter Labs during their Kickstarter. That is excellent news. It is good when the SCP community comes together, whether it be myself running Site 42, and with you guys, Mobile Task Force Site 42 coding Signal Boosters at my side, whether it be other projects supporting each other. That is how we get bigger projects made. Fucking teamwork. Now, before I start general Q&A, let me tell you how today's stream subject is going to go down. You see, due to Pride Month, there's always conversations on chud social medias such as Twitter or Facebook about how SCP was ruined by gay people. People who say that are really dumb. Gay people have been a part of SCP from the start. But furthermore, there is a more toned-down version of this, where they say, oh, I liked SCP before it was a bunch of murder monsters, when it was more quirky science fiction stories and anomalous locations. And it's like, you had to have read Series 1. You realize Series 1 had the most famous murder monsters of all. 682, 096, the 939s. There's so many murder monsters since the beginning. Now, are SCP all murder monsters or power scaling monsters? Not at all. But sometimes we need to lay our cards on the table and prove our points. So today is a special occasion, a Site 42 challenge, if you will. Today, I will be hitting the random number generator and going to the SCP that is named after that number. I wanted a better vocabulary word for that. Signified by that number. There's a good one. I'm going to random number generator and then go to the SCP signified by that number. And we're going to see if it's a murder monster or not. As soon as we find a murder monster, I will do the outro and stream will end. Now that means this stream could be a grand total of 10 minutes. It means this stream could be until my phone battery dies, which could be about 5.5 hours we've tested it. Now, a couple guidelines. An anomalous location is not a murder monster, even if it contains anomalies that want to kill you. So SCP-3008, the Infinite IKEA, is not a murder monster. It is a location that contains murder monsters. Completely different. Anomalous objects only count as murder monsters if they are actively trying to kill you, such as SCP-173. Not necessarily a monster, it's a sculpture, it's an object, but it is still actively trying to kill you. Meanwhile, SCP-1025, the Book of Common Diseases, it will cause a lot of trouble, but it is not actively doing so. I would even go so far as to say the sheet music, even though it definitely makes you bleed out and kill you, I don't think that counts as a murder monster. So, Intern Medina says this is going to be a short one. I don't think it is. But of course, I have to believe in the heart of the cards for that. So before we begin the... Oh, yes. And in between each roll of the dice here, I'm going to catch up on donos and Q&A in the chat to the best of my ability. I will make sure to read all donations. Q&A, I'll have a couple questions here and there. So today's stream could be 20 minutes. It could be 5 hours. We'll just find out. Before I begin our first attempt roll of the dice, let me catch up on the donations that came in during the start. Intern Ammo Midnight, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. They are now a 1-star ranked team. Let's see if they can up those numbers. Stoop Girl, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team, despite the fact you never leave your stoop. I'm sure they feel the love long distance from your stoop. America 1776, thank you for your 11 months as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. 11 months, Shermie. I'm your superior officer. Your nickname should be more respectful. I'm continuously progressing on my path to 400 subs. I'm 6 away. Also, I'm writing a book called The Man That Survived Many. Hell ye. Hey, hell ye indeed to growth of your channel as well as writing a book. Make more art. Do good job. Does 173 count as a murder monster? Yes, as I said, certain objects toe the line. 173 is a murder monster, by my definition. Big Belly Bertha, thank you for sending 2 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend them wisely. Puppet Boy, thank you for clarifying. That was a technicality I meant to bring up. SCP-5031, yet another murder monster, was tamed and is no longer a murder monster. Therefore, currently not a murder monster. We have to look at context for that situation. Shadow Fang, welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Welcome to the squad. Senior Researcher Alex, thank you for gifting a promotion to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Chatter, whoever got that promotion, if you are here currently, make sure to thank Senior Researcher Alex for their generosity. Partygoers Fun Times, thank you for sending a plethora of stars, 19 stars in particular, which the addition of the previous star makes you guys a 5-star team by rollover credit. You are currently a 5-star team. Congratulations on being the highest possible rank, and I look forward to you maintaining this for a long time. Senior Researcher, Intern Late Time, Intern Lawn Chair, and Intern Jonathan. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Senior Researcher Alex, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member and that previously gifted membership. Grab yourself some nachos on your way past the commissary. How's Puppy of Interest doing? It's only been 2 days, and Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, is getting so good at sit, down, and roll over. If Puppy of Interest 42 and Agent Goose get back from their field mission before stream is over, then I hope we will have the opportunity to show you such things. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a enchilada on your way past the commissary. Saw those bigots you argued with on Twitter, had to stop my phone from spending hours on end yelling at them all, but honestly, it's hard to stop myself. Yes, please do not do it to the point of harming your mental health. I take that risk because of my author's privilege as a cishet white male, as well as being a large, renowned channel. It gives me more clout to smush these losers into dust. Or I guess if I'm smushing them, they become paste. Regardless, do not harm yourself when I'm fighting on your behalf, but I do appreciate the support if you are capable of which. And chat, do remember we have a blue name, a moderator in the chat. You must show respect to the moderator in the chat, or you will be silenced, banned from the channel. We take no prisoners here with the SCP Foundation. We are a professional organization, and we expect you to act like it to your superior officers. All right. Now, Site 42 staff, it is time to roll the dice. I have the random number generator set between 2 and 9999. That we're not dealing with any SCP-001 proposals because the random number generator can't get those. And of course, even though we have 10,505 or more anomalies on the site, in this case, joke anomalies, explains, etc. do not count. We are only doing the main list. So, let us begin the dice roll. Agent Texas, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. We are starting with SCP 2688. Early years, meaning it's more likely to be a murder monster than not. But let's see what SCP 2688 is. So, codename Enamu. SCP-2688 is a small farming village located in Bubiyan Island, Kuwait, containing a population of 135 people. 2688's current population, hereafter referred to collectively as Dash-A's, are culturally and linguistically distinct from other Kuwaiti groups, speaking a Creole with loanwords derived from Koine Greek, Babylonian, Akkadian, Imperial Aramaic, and Mesopotamian Arabic. The Dash-A's practice a religion loosely resembling Iron Age Akkadian belief systems centered on the deity Namu. Dash-A's voluntarily remain isolated from the outside world, though passive observation of other groups was common prior to the Office for the Reclamation of Islamic Artifacts establishing control over the region. Remember, ORIA, the Office for the Reclamation of Islamic Artifacts, is Iran's version of the SCP Foundation, a governmentally run SCP Foundation for Iran. The two anomalies affecting SCP-2688. All children conceived with an SCP-2688 will display multiple physical malformations of a highly random nature. These malformations include, but are not limited to, extra or missing sensory organs, benign tumors or teratomas, and malformed or missing internal organs. It is currently unclear whether this anomaly only affects Dash-A or extends to any children conceived within the village, as testing has been deemed unethical. Any liquid water not within biological organism brought within an approximate 2-kilometer radius of the temple complex will spontaneously transmute into a solution of amniotic fluid, cerebrospinal fluid, gastric acid, and sodium chloride suspended in water. The concentration of the solution will vary. Dash-A instances experience none of the unhealthy effects that would normally occur from coming into contact with the solution and utilize it in place of water. The solution has religious significance to Dash-A's and is often used in libation and purification rituals. So we have an isolated village in Kuwait of strange biological people. I do not deem that to be murder monsters. It is not tagged as murder monsters, although it is Sarkic for those who are interested. And so I'm gonna go ahead and deem this as not a murder monster. So we are 1 for 1 of not murder monsters. The stream continues. Let me return to chat for a small bit. Dacha, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Shadow Fang, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as newly minting your membership. Grab yourself a tamale on your way past the commissary. Why did I choose this stressful job? It's job. Why? Well, we are the best of the best of the best, and we recruit the best of the best of the best. And we do have a pretty good benefits and retirement package, as long as you live long enough to take advantage of it. How's the food in the cafeteria? Intern Yellow. Site 42 and other SCP Foundation sites have complete autonomy over how they utilize their budgets, as long as it is approved from the Overseer's Accounting Department. I have chosen to make our commissary exceptionally top of the line within Foundation standards due to the fact that it increases morale on site. Good food, good company, good research. So our commissary is top of the line with excellent chefs and almost any food you could possibly think of. Please enjoy at your leisure. What about the tuna casseroles they serve? Mo Midnight. Divine. Mwah. C'est magnifique. Do you have a sign-up sheet? I want to join Site 42. Intern Plum. If you wish to transfer to Site 42, please talk to your site's HR department. Make sure there is a job match for you within our site, and it should be a pretty quick process. Intern Mr. Doom. Intern another Froy account, I guess. Intern Plumber Boys. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Keeps us from getting homesick if we have our ethnic foods on site. You are damn right, Intern Medina. Also, I have made it taboo within the staff to comment negatively about the smell of different ethnic foods. It's just rude. Let people like what they like. Don't be dicks under my watch. Doc, since 049 is usually cooperative, does it count as a murder monster? 049 killed my buddy Ray. It's a murder monster. I'm not letting my personal feelings get involved in the process. You're letting your personal feelings get involved in the process. Shadow Fang, thank you for donating again to say. Also, what mobile task force will I be in charge of? Well, you will have to take a look at who has unfortunately fallen in battle recently. You wouldn't be replacing anyone who is in good standing. So take a look at the roster. Senior Researcher Alex, thank you for sending a happy Pride to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will continue to celebrate Pride during this wonderful month. Pumpkin Man, thank you for sending 5 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Due to the fact that they were already a 5-star team, they remain a 5-star Containment Hazard Assessment team. Good job, you highest possible rated chat. Make sure you maintain that good behavior. Intern Plum, yes. Happy Men's Mental Health Month to all of them as well. Men as well as women, as well as the LGBTQIA plus communities all deserve good mental health. And so celebrate it as is. Can the monster's lawyer talk them down from murder to a lesser charge? They'd have to have a damn fine lawyer. That's for sure. We'll have to take it by a case-by-case basis as we go through the roster. Speaking of which, rolling the dice on our next random SCP. Let's see who we get. SCP-9231 is our next SCP. I feel like I recognize this number. Did we not just look at this one recently? Nope. Nope, that is not one that I recognize the photo of. Okay, let's see what we've got. Description. SCP-9231 was the designation given to now-defunct phenomena wherein mimetically augmented sestinas, footnote, a poetic form consisting of 6 stanzas of 6 lines each, with 6 repeating end words at the end of each line. This is often followed by a 3-line envoi, oftentimes a dedication or summation of the poem containing the 6 words in a 6-2. Were anonymously imbued with the essence of a particular concept. The imbued concept, designated as -A, would always appear as one of the repeating words within the sestina. When it was interpreted in either written or spoken form, the essence of the instances -A would reflect upon the interpreter, causing them to manifest properties associated with the concept for a period of time. So, it is a type of mimetic within mimetically augmented poems that would imbue you with the qualities of the poem. And there is a Supreme Court case regarding this anomaly. However, I will simply say that, poetry aside, anomalous poetry does not constitute a murder monster. So, we are 2 for 2. Not a murder monster. Returning to the chat. Intern Kakiro Miro. Actually, I think you remember. I don't remember. I wish it told me in the gift window. Regardless, Kakiro Miro, thank you for sending 5 sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will have the most joyous of time cleaning up those glitter bombs. This is like gambling. It is like gambling, except the only thing we're gambling is yours and my time on stream. We are not doing terrible scams such as Polymarket. Did you guys see the news report that they had influencers posting ads that they won bets and they were completely fake bets with fake websites because those websites are giant fucking scams? And the SCP-5004-B administration is just not policing them because they are invested in the scam gambling companies. The scambling companies, I will say. Motherfuckers, the lot of them. Hashtag Site17 sucks. Hashtag Clef for president. 100 stars. Thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will keep it 100 at your urging. Hey, Sans here. Gotta say, that's a pretty damn cool suit you got there. Thank you, Sans the Skeleton. Happy Pride to you as well. My mother purchased me this very fine tie-dye lab coat, not for Pride Month in particular, just because I am a very colorful person, and it fit my personality. It just so happens it also looks good for Pride Month. Double word score. Shadow Fang, thank you for donating again to say. I checked and it seems I will be taking over Red Right Hand. Also, I seems to have hit that shy guy my back out already. I don't understand what that second statement was. I'm going to need you to clarify. But there must be a mistake. A newly minted Mobile Task Force captain would not be handed the keys to the Overseer's personal guard day one. You are being trolled by HR. Don't let them make you look silly. Hey, Dr. Sherman, I love your content. Well, thank you, intern Kapelos. I have a little question for your persona, SCP, Dr. Sherman. Are you even allowed to do these SCP videos? I thought SCP was a secret company. Intern Kapelos, I see that you must be undergoing some amnestic therapy. Probably saw some horror beyond our comprehension. It happens. But let me remind you, that these broadcasts, the anomalous broadcasts from Site 42, are only viewable by SCP Foundation staff members. We have deals going with Google's parent company Alphabet, the owners of YouTube, who run through the back channels of the algorithm to only allow SCP Foundation staff members to see these streams. And so, in 99% of multiversal universes, the SCP Foundation Anomalous Broadcast from Site 42 is a private stream for SCP Foundation staff. Now, in certain universes, their containment protocols are rather lax, and they allow for anomalies to have cell phones and to be able to participate. I don't know who would give SCP-953 a phone, but they are a frequent flyer in our chat. So keep an eye out for any anomalies who may have gotten internet access for some god-awful reason. Furthermore, in the Broken Masquerade universes, the anomalous broadcast from Site 42 is broadcast to the general public because once the veil is lifted and everyone knows anomalies exist, they also have to understand that we know what we're doing. We're the best of the best. They should just sit back, relax, not bring us to court and defund us so that we can keep containing anomalies and keeping them safe. Oh, I see. Sorry, I forgot a little bit. These 173 cleanups are making me go crazy. Oh, yeah. The smell alone. Yeesh. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Well, thank you, Plum. It was a very difficult negotiation with Alphabet, but we did work it out, and it does good work for broadcasting to the Foundation. Where does the funding come from? Intern Ammo Midnight. The SCP Foundation is a secret private organization. We are not funded by any governments, except in some universes where we've negotiated diplomatic terms and funding. Normally, it comes from some rich weirdos, some one percenters who have way too much money. And it started kind of as an anomalous hunting lodge. But as it grew into a research focused organization, it got bigger and bigger. We made patents on some of the research we've done from anomalies and released products to the public that are non anomalous but came from anomalous research. So we do okay on the funding, but it's always a struggle, especially in my universe where our budget is constantly getting cut. Very frustrating. Caracal, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a crepe on your way past the commissary. Hi, Doctor. Me and my sites, SCP-682, are chilling, eating everything covered in quesos con salsa. Stomach's going to hate me later, but how are you? I do enjoy a bit of that queso. I might need to go get some of that later. Thank you for the inspiration on the dietary function. Intern, that one furry, thank you for giving me comical cat ears. I am sure the chat enjoys this light-hearted breach of my professionalism. Silly Billy, thank you for sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it is. 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. 1 hundos to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Chat, you better keep it 1,000. Thanks to Silly the Billy's urging. Shadow Fang, thank you for donating again to say I clarified in the chat. I will try to find your chat. Maybe Desk will spot it and send it to me. I'm searching the chat. I checked with her and they said it's true. Also, what I meant to say that I have a hint that Shy Guy might break out of containment today. Well, your first task then is to make sure 096 does not breach. Seriously. Maybe that'll prove your medal for taking over the most prestigious mobile task force on our roster. Intern Silly the Billy, thank you for sending one more 100. Make sure that you guys keep it 100 because of Silly the Billy's urging. Dr. Sherman, who's the strongest SCP besides the one who has the strongest in the beginning of its wiki? Intern Broken End, if you're not counting SCP-6101, who is literally, its description starts with the phrase, it's the most powerful SCP, then you're going to go with SCP-3812. 3812 is a pataphysical certainty on every level of pataphysics, which means it can be itself but it can also be its own author and the author of you, which means it can just erase you. And then it can be the author of the universe above that and above that, above that. It is on a tier with Simone the Digger and other way too strong metatextual entities. Very frustrating. Shadow Fang, thank you for donating again to say, I stopped him, I just gave him therapy. First of all, any mobile task force captain would know that all anomalies in containment are its. They are objects, not people. Do not refer to them as him. They are not objects, they are not people, they are objects. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation, or else you will lose your prestigious position. All right, here we go. Random number generator roll number 3. SCP-8501 is our next anomaly. SCP-8501. Let's find out if SCP-8501 is a murder monster. Oh no. Task Force 42, codename Isekai Trash, is to be stationed at Site-64 Lab Annex containing the Coldsmith Yelts Extraplanar Instance Manifestation Detector to record instances of SCP-8501 manifestations and those affected. Oh no! It also has the picture of a truck. It is Truck-kun. Oh no! We're gonna have to make a judgment call once we read what this thing actually does. Description. SCP-8501 is an extraplanar entity that to date has always taken the form of a type of vehicle belonging to the Isuzu Elf brand of trucks manufactured and sold in Japan. The most common form is the 6th generation high cab box truck, though it has used variants, blah blah blah. Upon manifestation of an instance of 8501, a unique burst of Akiva radiation and Elan Vital energy will split apart a dimensional membrane from which the entity emerges. The aforementioned detector has been developed to locate these instances. So, with the data from other incidents, the following criteria for people that can or will be affected by the anomaly are as follows. A fan of manga or anime, in particular the isekai fantasy genre. Suffering from depression, isolation or distance from peers, self-isolation from others, feeling being unfulfilled or being disassociated with baseline society. So, we're skimming the document. Even without minimum cover-up procedures, 8501 seems to lessen the impact of its victims' deaths. Family and friends mourn and move on with their lives without any lingering issues. These amnestic properties also seem to have been why we have not discovered it sooner. So Truck-kun does in fact murder people. This is getting very close to Murder Monster. We might be done, chat. I mean, the thing is, yeah, it is sending them to a different direction. It is Truck-kuning them. So to us, the person is dead, but they are being sent to another plane. If they are being isekai'd, are they actually dead? I think the answer is no. I think the answer is if they are in a new plane, if they're isekai'd, I do not think it counts as them being dead. We have a log here that they have arrived in a forest and wander a few hours before they came across a road. So no, they are being isekai'd. They are not being killed. I am putting my foot down. 8501 is not a murder monster. It's an isekai monster. They're alive. They're just not here. Exactly, see no evil. So 8501 brings us 3 for 3. Not a murder monster. Woo! That was a close one. All right, returning to the chat. Sorry for wasting your time with these comments, but you like the first streamer who actually answers my comments. I do my best, intern K Plos. Obviously, I will always answer donations because you guys donated. So I will, in return for your generosity, thank you by making sure to answer your questions or at least responding to your gifts with the best of my ability. But I will also try to get the white names. I understand the broke gang, and remember, broke gang, you are still helpful to Site 42 when you like the stream, when you chat, comment, when you share us around, when you spread the SCP Foundation and the SCP projects, like the SCP Containment Breach the Movie Kickstarter, like the SCP Wiki's authors and artists, all these stories we're talking about, SCP films and games and animations and podcasts and merch. You are, despite the fact that you can't donate, spreading us in the algorithm, helping us to get bigger SCP projects made. So we thank you, white names, as well as everyone else. Also, I'm doing an SCP-RP. Also, I'm role-playing as you. You're so cool. Well, thank you, Intern K-Plos. I hope you are not taking me too far out of context, although there is no canon in the SCP Foundation, and so you could be doing wild things with a Dr. Sherman that I might never do, but there is no canon, so who cares? As long as you're having fun with your friends and not causing drama and bad things. I hope you're doing well. How long did it take you to learn the cool pen trick? I would say I practiced it for about a week or two before it became decent. But now I've been doing it for over 10 years, and so I just kind of mindlessly do it now. Desk, thank you for notifying me that there's a Ko-Fi notification. I did not see said notification. Sleepless Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member, and thank you for making the effort to donate through the Ko-Fi, which, as we all know, only takes 3% of your donation as a service charge to run the website, while YouTube Super Chats take 30% of your donations for their own coffers. So we definitely thank you for making your donation go further by going through the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself a pina colada on your way past the commissary. Is there a certain way that numbers work for SCPs, or is it just a first come, first serve? It is a first come, first serve, first and foremost. They're open slots, and you take the open slots when your SCP is ready to post. Because of that, most SCP authors write their article draft as SCP XXXX. And when the article is complete, done with critique, done with editing, ready to post, they then control F all the XXXXs and then insert the number of the slot they're going to end up using. Now, some SCP authors take the time to try and find an open slot that has a numerical meaning to their article, such as for me, my first article, SCP 3086. That is because my birthday is August 3rd in the year 1986, so it was just a personal number for me. Sometimes people write articles based on the SCP if it's an homage to a previous SCP, such as SCP-682 and SCP-6820. Merrily, it's first come, first serve, but authors will try to find meaning along the way. Dr. Sherman, what would happen if an SCP met a duplicate? Would it have the same personality or different? Intern Bertha, that depends a lot on what you mean by duplicate. Multiversal duplicates often lead different lives, leaving them to different ends. I mean, we've seen versions of myself from the multiverse that have worked for the Shark Punching Center. Can you believe it? What happens if you put SCP-096 in front of a mirror? Intern McCrae. 096 already knows how ugly it is. It doesn't care. But now you've got 096 and a mirror reflecting 096's face in the same room, making it much more likely that you will see its face and get got. So don't do that. Okay, Site 42 staff, we are moving on to the next random number generator. So, The next SCP to see, is it a murder monster or not? We are 3 for 3 on no. Let's find out what SCP-9709 is. Will this be the end of stream or will stream continue? Very bright. Hard to see. Please darken. Does not work. All right, SCP-9709 is a hand grenade manufactured sometime during World War II, so it's an object. It's looking good that it's not a murder monster. It possesses a distinct camouflage patterning. Its outer shell also shows various signs of disrepair, including dents, nicks, and an oil stain pattern consistent with long periods of field use. Appears to be fully sapient. Okay, it is sapient and communicative, meaning it could be a murder monster. It's still an object, but it could be a murder monster. Speaking in a raspy voice. X-ray test confirmed that it vocalized by repeatedly pressing its striker spring against its percussion cap in patterns to form words. Also possesses an inactive state in which it ceases all vocalization and movement for random periods of time. It is currently unknown how it achieves sentience or how long it's been sentient. The additional anomalous properties of 9709 occurs when it senses something in its vicinity that reminds it of warfare. Once 9709 has been exposed to these triggers, it will automatically detonate, the size of the resulting explosion varying depending on amount of stress 9709 is currently experiencing. 9709 will remanifest in the same spot exactly 10 seconds later, often expressing extreme feelings of frustration and sometimes profound distress, especially if a detonation resulted in an injury or death. It does not want to kill. Okay, I'm calling it sentient hand grenade that doesn't want to murder, not a murder monster. So, that is 4 for 4. Not a murder monster. Congratulations, chat. The stream continues. You survived another random number. 4 for 4. By the way, keep that 4 for 4 in mind so I don't forget. All right, returning to the chat. Agent Fletcher, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, the UK can buy stars down too. The YouTube gifting program has been moved over to the UK, which means more stars and other gifts will be brought into the feed. Good to know. Not me having a lot in common with a sentient hand grenade. Very funny, intern Stoop Girl. Another great thing about streams like this where we go over a lot of anomalies is we learn about new ones we've never heard of. And sometimes that's a great way to find a new favorite. A cute little hand grenade that doesn't want to hurt people and is sad that it does. That is adorable. Okay, Best Jester. Thank you for sending 9 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will spend them wisely. No, you sent more than 9. It was just an interrupted streak. Jester, thank you for sending 20 doubloons to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Jingle those coins, people. Jingle those coins. Froy, look in the description of this stream. I cited the thumbnail artist, or at least the Redbubble page of the poster they are selling of that art. I do not know the artist, nor do I endorse or sponsor their sales, but it is an SCP merch piece that is available for those who enjoy today's thumbnail poster. Intern Gousset, thank you for sending another doubloon to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll spend it wisely. Agent Fletcher, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You then sent another 2, 3, 4, 5 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team, resetting them to a 5-star team. We will see how far that goes after we add the Jester's doubloon. Thank you for sending another doubloon, Jester. I'm sure they'll spend it wisely. You sent more doubloons after that. 2 more doubloons, so that is 3 doubloons for them. Then we moved on to stars you did. You sent 5 stars, making the chat still a 5-star team. Good job for keeping it even, Best Jester. Silly the Billy sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. keeping you guys at a 4-star team, a 5-star team yet again. Oh, no, you said 4 stars. So, Silly the Billy, you reset them to a 4-star team, but then the God sent 2 stars. So, unfortunately, you are now a 1-star ranked containment hazard assessment team. So sad for you. Hopefully, you guys get your game together and get back up to a fully 5-star ranked team yet again. And certainly Goose is doing something with stars. We'll have to see how that racks out once they stop sending. And while I wait for Goose to finish up there, I am going to check the Ko-Fi, which I saw a notification. Thanamy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, and thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi to make your donation go further. Grab yourself a double cheeseburger. Damn, damn, damn! On your way past the commissary. Is it normal for maintenance staff to not know what site they're working at? I remember my time off at my work, but the way to and from work is blurry at best. That is true for multiple anomalies that have certain cognitohazardous facets. It is also very well known for places where we don't want you to remember where you are or why you're doing what you're doing. So, yes, that is quite normal. If you're on one of those sites, keep to yourself. Don't bother anyone. You'll be rotated out soon. Right? I'm going to work on Shermteto right now. Intern Opal, what is a Shermteto? You worry me. I don't know what that is. What are you working on? Intern Larry the Platypus and intern Mayo Disnut. Thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. Wait, how do you have permission to share about SCP? Intern Lex, we talked about this earlier. This stream is only open to SCP Foundation staff members. You have just gotten up from amnestic treatment, which is why you forgot that fact. You work for the Foundation. We all work for the Foundation. Relax. All right. Goose, thank you for sending 21 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team, bringing them up to a 2-star team by process of rollover. Jester then sent 6 stars, which brought you guys up to a 3-star team, so you're on your way. Agent Fletcher, thank you for sending 10 100s to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. Chat, you better keep it 1,000, thanks to Agent Fletcher's urging. Silly the Billy, thank you for sending 4 sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will enjoy cleaning up 5 more glitter bombs, thanks to your generosity. Hey, Dr. Sherman, who is your least favorite SCP to work with? Sorry for so many questions. I'm a bit new to here, Site 42 security. Hey, Intern Kaplos, as long as you're asking interesting questions and you are not being any sort of breach of protocol, we appreciate your presence here. Do not fret. Now, the least favorite one for me to work at is, of course, that abomination. The chat will fill you on what I mean by that. But for now, let me roll over to the next number on the random number generator. Let's find out what SCP is or isn't a murder monster next. We are currently 4 for 4. The next anomaly is SCP-4326. Who or what is SCP-4326, and is it a murderous monster? Description. We're at Site 666. It's under Vegas, baby. SCP-4326 is a private wedding chapel inside the Wynn, a luxury resort and casino on the Las Vegas Strip. A stained glass interior window depicting a traditional fourth circle marriage ritual is set directly behind its author. In the event that a wedding ceremony is performed within the anomaly's boundaries, 4326-A will glow, indicating that a bureaucrato-hazardous effect has made the associated marriage legally binding. 4326 does not appear to be limited by lawfulness, being able to facilitate same-sex marriage, polygamous marriage, human-demon marriage, and marriage to inanimate or conceptual objects. So you can go to Under Vegas and you can marry whatever or whoever you want. What happens in Vegas is apparently legally binding. But guess what? It's not a murder monster. 5 for 5, people. 5 for 5. Not a murder monster. Keep it in mind. Returning to the chat. All right, I see a litany of gifts I have to catch up on. Let's see what's been happening in my absence. Silly Billy, thank you for sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more sparkles. The chat will be cleaning up glitter bombs all day, it seems. After that, Agent Fletcher, thank you for sending a good game easy to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will have a good game, and it will be easy. Following that, Silly the Billy sent you more sparkles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sparkles to this point, probably more after. Keep cleaning. Lots of glitter bombs. I see. Meanwhile, Broken End, thank you for sending a good luck, have fun to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. They need luck, since this challenge is will the next SCP I pick end stream by being a murder monster. I mean, we've made it about an hour. We're 5 for 5 on not murder monsters, but who knows how long this is going to go. I'm sure they will have fun regardless, though. Intern Jax, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. They're now a 4-star team. That is 1 star away from being a 5-star team. Let's see if you guys get it. Broken End, you sent a star. They are now a 5-star team. Congratulations, Containment Hazard Assessment team, on doing a 5-star job. Let's see if you can keep that highest possible rating. Broken End, thank you for sending a flower to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they found it very pretty. Best Jester, thank you for sending 1, 2, 3, 4 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have just made them a 4-star team again, so hey, at least they can aspire to win victory and be a 5-star team again. Ammo Midnight, thank you for sending a flower to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they found it very pretty. Is a 6-paragraph long SCP good enough? Some are like 4, other are 5 pages long. The Ant. Length doesn't matter. The story you tell is what matters. So if your story works within 6 paragraphs and affects the reader emotionally in some way, then yes, you can get away with that. You're gay, you're gay. Intern Bunky Boo, it is Pride Month, so I guess being like Oprah and saying, and you're gay, and you're gay, and you're gay, is pretty appropriate. I do see that. The SCP Foundation is a LGBTQIA-friendly community, and so many of its users and creators are LGBTQIA. I am the A in the LGBTQIA spectrum, so I am part of that roster if you count gay as a loose enough word. The Ant, you said you're going to submit it. Before you do that, can I check that you have successfully greenlit this article and got it critiqued? Are you going through the proper processes to get this article done? Fuck, I meant green lightify it. Okay, good, and glad. So usually you greenlight the pitch before you write the article just in case. So you can submit the green light with your starter doc and see what happens, I guess. I'm not very familiar with the green light process because I am so old school that I was an SCP author before it existed. But do your best. Catching up on some more wild gifting that's taking place. Where is the last gift I saw? There we go. Okay, I'm back. K-Cat, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You made them a 5-star team. We will see how long they hold on to that rating. Broken End, thank you for sending a star and bopping them right back down to a 1-star team. And now this is getting a little crazy, I see. Dano, thank you for sending a star to make them a 2-star team. Broken End, thank you for sending 3 stars. You made them a 5-star team. Victory assured, but for how long? Broken End sent 2 stars, so they're a 2-star team. Agent Fletcher sent a star to make them a 3-star team. Intern Joanna, thank you for sending a flow state to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will lock in at your urging. Namaste. Starting at 3 stars, Agent Fletcher is on a valiant star streak. I am combing through to see if anyone else sent things during this onslaught, this litany, this plethora of stars. Fell in love with the shooting star, but she goes so fast when she comes back home. I'm waiting. K-Cat, thank you for sending a doubloon to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will spend it wisely. Continuing down the star path. K-Cat, you sent more doubloons. I'm scrolling through to see how many it was. 5 doubloons. Thank you for sending them 5 doubloons. I'm sure those coins are klingling in their pockets as we speak. I am doing my best to see anybody who donated a gift between Agent Fletcher's star onslaught. But there seems to be a lot of them. And it's gotten to the point that it is reloading my notifications here. So if I miss your gift due to the star onslaught, I apologize. Bismuth, thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will keep it 100 at your urging. Looking for other names. PK Star Storm is currently taking place. I did not know that Agent Fletcher was trained in PSI abilities, especially the devastating PK Starstorm. This is a PK Starstorm Omega, to be sure. I saw a Ko-Fi notification. I will check that while Agent Fletcher continues their onslaught of stars against the chat. Watch your eyes. I hope you're wearing safety goggles. Fanemy, thank you for donating again to say. Thanks for clearing that up, but I don't think I'll be rotated out soon. Been here a few years now and making up for what the engineers mess up. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, if you're good for the job, you're stuck in the job. If they calculate that 2-inch walls would be thick enough, I will make them 4 inches at least. Even thicker if my gut tells me so. Well, we do like very secured, contained, and protected anomalies. So yes, if it requires a higher amount of resources within reason, please make sure the anomalies don't escape. Intern Ovidia, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Intern Cody Schuer, I am an A on the LGBTQIA spectrum. I am asexual. But Pride Month is for all the L's, the B's, the G's, the T's, the Q's, the I's, the A's, so I celebrate. And I celebrate you all as well in the community. Also, a quick reminder, my author on the higher pataphysical narrative level above me is a cishet white guy. So not LGBTQIA, but an ally, a friend of the community. He is a theater person, so, and I say that as a slur. Agent Fletcher from Tau 9, thank you for sending a combined total of 600 stars. The stars shine bright for you tonight. Make a wish, and perhaps one of those stars will grant it for you, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Funny story, you've gone over the 5-star rollover rate so many times, but since it's an even number, you ended up back at 3 stars as a team total. But, you know, it's like the level up system in Skyrim. Once you hit the highest level, you reset. And what do they call that system? I forget the term for it. When you're gaining ranks, so you reset to do it again. Suffice it to say, good job. Prestige ranks. Thank you, intern Schoon and intern Tambari. And Desk. So many people. Fletcher, Dunno, and Fletcher again sent a combined 3 stars, bringing you guys down to a 1-star team. You went from 3, 4, 5 back to 1. Another prestige level, of course, but you are currently a 1-star team. Happy Pride, everyone. Well, happy Pride to you, Anoxus Toast. And now, Nate Dogg, you asked what is this stream about? I can finally tell you. So, at this point, we are going over randomized SCPs to see if they are murder monsters. The stream ends when I land on a murder monster SCP. We are currently 5, 4, 5 not murder monsters. Agent Fletcher, thank you for sending 4 stars, which would have brought them to a 5-star team if KK Cat hadn't sent a star and reset them back to 1 star. Another prestige level, and yet a 1-star team. However, you're back to the bottom. Work your way to the top, team. Agent Fletcher refuses to stop, and we'll keep you at we'll make you a 5-star team yet again. Top rankings from Agent Fletcher. Congratulations, chat. You are now a 5-star team for the time being. Okay. We are now moving to the next random number gen. Let's see what we get, people. SCP-9322. Very funny since we already did 9321. 9322. Okay. Does not have a code name. Is at a -11 rating. So this looks like it might be a cold post getting close to deletion. So since this is not an official SCP, I am not going to count this as a murder monster, whether or not it is, since this is basically going to be deleted. But let's at least see what they wanted to do. A human male adolescent responds to the name Kevin Thomas, biologically immortal and invulnerable to external trauma. No signs of aging, degradation, or susceptibility to known diseases. Molecular structure resists all forms of external kinetic and thermal degradation. So I made my invincible OC, is essentially what happened. And it repels damage to other people nearby. So if you try to hurt this guy, it hurts other people. Uh-oh. My OC is the most powerful. Oopsie doopsie. Sorry, SCP-9322. You might need to check on the green light and critique process again. All right, I'm not going to come back to the chat. Let's get a real entry. SCP-4631. 4631. Description. SCP-4631 is a Flexity Outlook streetcar operated by a Type 1 Tartarian entity. So we do have a demon. Keep an eye. It's a streetcar, but it might squeak into murder monster territory. Let's find out. So the demon is the -A, serving on the Spadina streetcar line in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This vehicle's exterior and interior are normal in make, though deviations from standard Flex City streetcars exist in its internal mechanisms. Structure is composed of human bone tissue replacing internal machinery. Alchemical symbols carved into the insides of various devices. A machine constructed from sulfur compounds, which continually pumps human blood through the vehicle to generate electricity. A small wormhole that manifests in the fare vending machine, transporting 10% of deposited physical money to homeless persons and charity groups within the city limits every 12 hours. A demon running a homeless charity streetcar. We are certainly moving away from murder monster territory. Demon is capable of changing their appearance, assuming the appearance of a different Toronto streetcar operator each day. Changes into non-human shapes at times when no passengers are present. Refuses to answer any questions. Okay. Well, not a murder monster. Demon Streetcar is not a murder monster. Congratulations, we are 6 for 6 in not murder monsters today, people. So the stream continues. We are still alive. Returning to the chat to check in. Where were we? First and foremost, Six Gun Zombie, thank you for sending 5 to 9 to 16 stars, the Containment Hazard Assessment team. That rolled them over 3 prestige levels, but now they are a 1-star team yet again. A 1-star team, chat, so you got to work your way out from the bottom. Started at the bottom, but here we are. Intern Schoonwook. We are not going to read SCP-230 even in honor of Pride Month today. You can recommend it to the chat, but we do have a stream subject to handle. So please, if you are interested in what Schoonwook has to say, you can go to 230 and read it for Pride Month. But it is out of the bounds of our work today. We are a professional organization. We stick to the program. Dr. Sherman, I have a question. Does the body lake work over surveillance footage? So what if someone recognized the bodies in the water when they were in another country? Intern Charger, because the SCP-2316 document seems to be infected, I do believe that surveillance footage would cause the problem. Nate Dog, thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. 5 gifted memberships, and I will give number 1 Doggo, aka Indigo, aka my IRL puppy Nico, 2 treats. Desk is offering treats to the dog in return for gifted subs. Hey Doc, your hair looks like cotton candy. Indeed it does, Fishy Moo. And funny story, because my previous hair color had tones of blue, we weren't certain if the hair color lightener would get rid of all that blue, meaning we were considering doing pink and blue as a varietal cotton candy hair set. But the blue came out, so we ended up doing instead the pink swatches that you see here. Oh, Six Gun Zombie, you actually ended at 25 stars. So that made the chat a 5-star team. Welcome back to 5 stars until we see what happened next. No, actually, Goose, you meant them a 5-star team as well. So chat, you are a 5-star team yet again. Good, good, good. Intern Sketchy, in no manner will I be eating my pen. It is a silly request. You are a silly person. Intern virtual number. I always say my favorite SCPs at the end of stream. It's a tradition around these parts. Now, you could wait till the end of stream, although we don't actually know how long that's going to be today because we're doing the random number monster stream. So if you want to know sooner than that, you can always donate a super chat or a Ko-Fi donation and ask, and then I'll answer in return for your generosity. Or you can go to yesterday's stream, skip to the end, and see it there. You have options. Dr. Sherman, I'm falling down the abyss of SCP-097. What do I do? Intern Bertha, I'm unfamiliar with SCP-097 off the top of my head. A 10-acre property in the Midwest, abandoned remains of a county fair overrun by aggressive pumpkins and plant life. I don't think there's any abyss to get falling into there. What are you talking about? Chat. While intern Brianna is speaking about Siren Head in the chat, that is allowed. Now, of course, we do know that Siren Head is not an SCP. It's a Trevor Henderson creation, different intellectual property. Just like the Backrooms is not an SCP Foundation property. But you're allowed to talk about non-SCP entities in our chat for sure. Okay. Who did I miss being mean? No one to my knowledge. I was just saying, someone was informing them that SCP is or Siren Head's not an SCP. I was saying that's fine for talking about, though. All right. We're moving on to the next randomly number generated SCP. We are 6 for 6 on not murder monsters. Let's see what we get now. Remember, stream ends when the run number generator gives us a SCP murder monster. 7910 is our next anomaly. Description. SCP-7910, former legal name Delilah Redacted, is a human female, so it's an entity, could be a murder monster, we'll find out. Measuring 173 centimeters in height and weighing 57 kilograms. Birth date redacted. Entity's overall skin pigmentation is light, but blood vessels with black coloration are visible from upper arm to the entity's wrist and spiderweb patterns. You're getting a little heavy on the description here. The entity is able to project kinetic waves similar to shock waves created by explosive detonations. No source of this energy has been identified. So we have an X-Man for sure. Clothing and any objects it's holding are unaffected. Over pressures of 20 to 30 psi have been recorded by sensors within the containment cell. No structural damage to the cell has been observed. Force appears to dissipate when contacting surfaces rather than transferring energy through them, resulting in objects being thrown and potentially fragile materials being broken, but without the catastrophic damage the overpressure would normally cause. Extrasensory perception. Sickly with intense pain, myoclonic muscle spasms in hands and arms, dizziness and vertigo. No conscious control of anomalous properties. Shock waves are caused by emotional state. Mental health issues and epilepsy. So, not a murder monster. It is an ill person with powers. Does it become a murder monster at the end? Containment breach was reported. Screamed and began, had a panic attack. Okay. It seems like we do not have a murder monster in SCP-7910. We do not have a murder monster in 7910. So, is that 7 for 7, people? Or 6 for 6? I forget. I think it's 7 for 7, not a murder monster. 7 for 7, not a murder monster. Congratulations! The stream continues. I just joined what's happening. Intern LivePod. The situation is we are hitting a random number generator to pick SCPs to look at. The stream ends when one of the SCPs we find is a stereotypical murder monster. This is because very often people go, oh, I hate how SCP has just become a bunch of murder monsters. We've looked at 7 random SCPs, no murder monsters. Would a lion count as a murder monster depending on how loose our rules are? Dr. Frogman, a lion is an animal. See, 939s I would count as a murder monster. Even though they are just animals, they are anomalous animals that want to kill you and eat you. So while a lion is a standard animal, an anomaly that turns into an anomaly that what tries to kill you would probably be seen as a murder monster. Intern Lego World, if you want me to see your comments, comment something interesting. Killing for survival is not murder. That is true, Puppet Boy. Although, I don't know, the 939s, they kill for food, but also they're kind of, I'm counting them as murder monsters. Intern Silly the Billy, thank you for sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars. The Containment Hazard Assessment Team. 2 more prestige ranks and a 5-star ranking. Good job, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. All right. Moving us on to our next random number generated SCP. We currently have 7 for 7 for not murder monsters. The stream ends when we hit a murder monster. The next anomaly, ooh, we're going back to the early numbers, 1262. This makes it more likely it could be a murder monster. Codename, Seed of Destruction. 1262 is a mass roughly 30 centimeters in diameter that is made up of green plant matter, capable of highly accelerated growth when left in the presence of light, moisture, or organic tissue. Its surface area is composed of dense covering of thin roots. These roots can spread outwards by growth and movement at a rate of 0.22 meters per second. Roots can reach up to 1 kilometer in length in order to seek water and mineral nourishment from the surrounding environment or from other living organisms. Has a rapid regenerative ability, innate resistance to types of radiation, extreme temperatures, and extreme pressures. Inside these structures, it's able to produce many independently functioning organic systems. It collecting samples from the ice cap in Iceland when we found it. The assistant came in contact with it and was quickly engulfed and absorbed by aggressive overgrowth, resulting in death within seconds. Dr. Redacted escaped back to his vehicle and reported to local authorities. 3 of the officers were entangled and absorbed by roots underneath them, and another was killed by toxic aerosol. The only surviving individual did not report the incident, but fled the country instead, where he was later detained overseas. By 4 a.m. the next day, it had grown to hardened cellulose-based structures covering almost 20,000 square meters. Prominent towers, each 100 meters tall. Gas bladders. Towers are sprouting. The foundation is notified. We sent airstrikes. We locked it in the caldera of a volcano because of the airstrikes, but it did manage to destroy 3 aircraft. Public knowledge was expunged. And we managed to suppress and make it small enough that we could contain it in a SCP Foundation site. So, this might be a murder monster. It's eating people. It's blocking down planes. It's a plant. But I mean, so is... oh God, terrible musical theater nerd. I forget its name. Audrey 2. Audrey 2 is a murder monster who's a plant. Suddenly see more. All right, for this one, I am putting up a poll because I am conflicted. Now, that means that the choice to end stream is in your hands. And because of that, I am going to weight this as not a 50-50 poll. If I'm going to say 75% of you say no, then stream continues. We count this as not a murder monster. If 25% of you say, because 50-50, it's going to be easy that a lot of people will taint the vote by not wanting stream to end. So I'm saying a 75% no rate means that we keep stream going and don't count it. What's the line between murder monster and thing that kills you here? DJ Droz, that's really what we're talking about here. What's the line between murder monster and thing that kills you? And for thing that kills you, say like an object, there's no sentience, there's no idea of it trying to kill you. Now this plant is definitely trying to kill you. It made towers and gas bladders and it shot down planes. So it's definitely going further from a thing that kills you to a murder monster. Is this tagged as murder monster, by the way? That would make this very easy. It's not tagged as a murder monster. That does give it credence to not being a murder monster. Now, going into the murder monster tag, do remember there are 150 stories on the wiki tagged as murder monster. That's not the only thing we're counting, because if that were the only thing that counted, we'd have a very short leash of things that count. Certainly, there are other entities that are not murder monsters. I haven't made the poll yet. I got distracted. Is 1262 a murder monster? Yes, no. Start poll. While the poll is populating your answers, let me run through the donations that came in during my skim through 1262. So, Silly the Billy, thank you for sending 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So those are the 10 you sent before that I didn't mark them. Gotcha. Philip November, thank you for, I don't remember if this is your first donation or not today, but thank you anyways. Be a member, grab yourself some calming jasmine tea on your way past the commissary. I'm making raspberry pop from a ginger bug, so it's alcoholic. I'll bring myself enough for staff to have a good time. Very nice. Your contribution to the team is good. Agent Fletcher, thank you for sending. Hold on. I'll catch up on Agent Fletcher in a minute. Phil November, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. They're a 1-star team until I see what else has happened below. Phil November, thank you for sending another star. You made them a 2-star team as the ratings continue. Phil November, thank you for sending a 3rd star. They're now 3-star team as we continue down the ratings here. Phil November, you sent them a 4th star. They're now a 4-star team from you alone, let alone the litany of stars I'm counting otherwise. Agent Fletcher, you sent 173 stars, barring all of those prestige ranks that you have given them. You have also made them from 4 stars plus 3 to a 2-star team. Logan Huntley and Rosemary then sent 2 stars, bringing you to a 4-star team, Chad. So you are now a 4-star team. No, Internaculate. I did not zone out there. I am doing just fine. I was just counting a lot of star rewards. Agent Fletcher is casting PK Starstorm on the chat. I hope you guys have eye protection. I think Murder Monster should fall under intentionally killing people just for the love of the game, not out of hunger, survival, or accidental. It needs the sapience to have that function. Charger, I can't go with that because, like, there's lots of folkloric monsters that are eating for sustenance and are still monsters. So, an animal what kills you in the woods can still be a murder monster if it's a mythological creature. Agent Fletcher, thank you for sending another star. You have officially made them a 5-star team yet again. The chat is a 5-star team. Congratulations, chat, on the highest possible ranking. Let's see how long you hold on to it. Site 36, thank you for sending 10 promotions to the Site 42 Containment Hazard Assessment team. We appreciate your generosity passing it along from site to site. If you got a promotion from Site 36, make sure to thank them for their generosity. Xanthius, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Agent Fletcher, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they'll enjoy cleaning up another glitter bomb. Okay, with the poll at a 63% not a murder monster, 37% yes a murder monster. Yeah, I was iffy on the 75% percentage just because I didn't know what the effect of wanting to keep stream going would affect on the stream, that people wouldn't vote exactly truthfully just to keep stream going. But I don't know. I think I can pass a growing plant. What kills you? I think I can pass this. Puppet Boy, objection! Objection! They're monsters, but not murder monsters. Murder has a legal definition that is not met by this SCP. Verdict, not a murder monster. You know what that does? Make me wonder. Does the internet encyclopedia have a definition of murder monster? Turns out the term murder monster does not have a very clear definition online. Interesting that we use this term so frequently, yet it doesn't have a super clear definition. In gaming and criminal creative writing, the term takes on a literal meaning. Creepypastas and SCPs. The online horror community frequently debates the lore behind various murder monsters, such as entities documented by the SCP Foundation. Some of these monsters are purely malevolent, while others kill out of misunderstanding or primal instinct. So yes, there's a debate on how far we go with the murder monster term in the first place. Intern Philippines of Republic. Thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. I think we need an actual definition. Try TV tropes. Oh, Charger, brilliant. God, I haven't been to TV tropes in ages. Tropes, murder, monster. Tragic monster, tortured monster. They don't have a murder monster. Trope. Even TV tropes can't save us. How rude. Okay, I think I'm going to go with we need a little more intent. I think I'm going to agree with the chat and say we need a little more intent, and therefore 1262 will not qualify. It is a thing that kills you, not a murder monster. Intern Logan, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will enjoy cleaning up yet another glitter bomb. Phil November, thank you for donating again to say, isn't murder defined between humans? CP aren't people. I believe you mean SCP, but because we have a tag for murder monsters, yes, anomalies can be murder monsters. And remember, 173 does count as a murder monster as tagged by the SCP Wiki. Agent Fletcher, thank you for donating again to say, is Terraria ever mentioned in a tale or article? I do not know the answer to that, but I can do a quick search on the SCP database to see how many times that shows up using the wiki's search function, which is at the top right corner of every standard formatted page. Now, funny story, I never played this game and I don't actually know how to spell it. 2 R's, then 1 R. Terraria. Terraria, the word, is mentioned 107 times, although it often refers to the scientific term terraria for an environment. But in the tale Jasper Langdon Waters, the person says they were playing Terraria, Minecraft, and Binding of Isaac. Experiment log 914, part 10, has a Terraria mention. So there are, in fact, several Terraria mentions on the SCP database. Aoki, thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have made them a 1-star team. They're now a 1-star team for the time being. All right, I'm taking us to the next random number. Random number. So that takes us to 7 of 7 of absolutely not, and one thing that kills you. 7 of 7, absolutely not, and one thing that kills you. It took us to number 8 to even get a thing that kills you. Desk, thank you for putting a murder monster general definition that we can refer to keep it up. Do also try to keep track of how many of these things we are working on. 7 of 7, non-things that kill you. One thing that kills you, no murder monsters. Sorry, a little back channel work for another thing. Just helping out a fellow SCP poster talking about the online debates with chuds. A lot of times, haters of the SCP Wiki will claim that we drove off all the original authors by being too woke. What they don't know, because they don't actually care about the community, is that most of the OGs are still around, or even if they're gone, they still support the way the wiki has gone forward. One of which, Moto42, the writer of the original SCP-173, helped out the SCP community during the SCP Russia trademark lawsuit, being the original creator, and was the one who made the call that 173 should not get a new photo. So yes, the original SCP authors are around, and they are pretty woke. All right. Oh, I saw a litany of donations before I go on to the next SCP. The number is generated, but we will look at it after I catch up on the donations. So Rosemary, thank you for sending another star to make them a 2-star team. Logan, you made them a 3-star team. Rosemary made them a 4, a 5, and then Gusei made them a 1-star team, but Gusei has more to say. 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, 6-star, so that's 2-star, 3-star, or sorry, 1-star, 2-star, 3, 4. Gusei made you guys a 4-star team. You guys are a 4-star team until further notice. And since I haven't looked in a minute, let me double check the Ko-Fi is clear. The Ko-Fi is clear. Okay. The next anomaly we're checking out, generated by a random number generator, is SCP-4454. SCP-4454, are you a murder monster? Codename, looking for someone to see the world with. Doesn't sound very murdery. Description, a photographic reconnaissance satellite currently situated in a regular orbit around the Earth. Is able to target arbitrary objects in the area directly below its current orbital position. Target objects are pulled into orbit at the speed of 150 kilometers an hour and stop once within 1 kilometer of 4454. Depending on the current position of 4454, this process can take between 14 hours and 16 days. Once the targeted object has reached 4454, it will be rapidly launched back to Earth, reaching top speeds of between 1,500 kilometers and 35,000 kilometers. Due to the apparent random nature of the objects undergoing this effect, many of them burn up on re-entry. Those that survive re-entry have universally been destroyed upon impact, with the exception of the -1 entity. So, this satellite is ripping people up into the sky, or objects, and then throwing them back at the ground. So it's definitely a thing that kills you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Everything except -1 was destroyed upon impact. However, -1 was a person named David White, now classified as -1, was targeted and pulled into orbit. Despite the lack of atmosphere, tracking photos confirmed -1 was still alive and conscious. Currently unknown how this happened. Following regular behavior, -1 was launched back towards Earth at a speed of 16,000 kilometers an hour, survived both re-entry and impact with the Earth without apparent injury, after which was pulled back into space again. This process is repeated 3 times. -1 appears to have been conscious the entire time, despite a lack of food, water, or protection against vacuum of space. So no, it does not kill you. It brings you up to look at the planet and to look at the stars, man. So no, it's not a murder object. It's adorable. It's not a murder satellite. It's adorable. It might have taken over his psyche or something, according to this interview. No, it kind of just like melded minds with it. Okay, they're friends. David became friends with the satellite and is now enjoying its time going back and forth between the Earth and the sky. So, not a murder satellite, not even a thing that kills you. That is 8 for 8 for non-things that kill you, let alone murder monsters. Site 36, thank you for sending 10 gifted memberships to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure that they will appreciate the promotions. Chatters, if you were present in the stream as you are receiving membership from Site 36, make sure to thank them for their generosity. Oh, really cool. Zoe B, a fellow YouTuber in the writing and education space, got one of the memberships. Zoe, if you're here, hello. Nice to see you. It's been a bit. Very cool. If you've not checked out Zoe B's content, very much check out Zoe B's content. It's good stuff. Rosemary and Huntley, thank you for sending 2 stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have made the chat a 1-star team again. Yeah, Plum. Apparently, David getting body slammed in the planet again and again does not hurt at all. It doesn't harm it. Yeah, not a murder monster. Interesting. Interesting anomaly. Brian, I'm going to need you to chill out. We are on the long haul here. We are here for a long haul, so you need to relax. All right, so a weird object, but not a murder monster. Dr. Sherman, did you know that the GOC was based on a creepypasta of a Soviet Army murdering God? I really looked up creepypasta in the SCP wiki and saw that and was like, what did I just read? Yes, I learned that from Author Clef. During an interview I did with Author Clef, because the game SCP-5K is using a lot of Global Occult Coalition lore, I asked Dr. Clef for an interview to pick his brain since Dr. Clef was one of the originators, and he told me that. It's some cool stuff. Intern Nicholas, yes, stream would end if we found a murder monster. This stream continues until I come across a murder monster using the random number generator. Next up on the murder monster search, SCP-4827. 4827, what do we got? Codename, Ghost Stories Around a Black Hole. Description, SCP-4827 is a series of anomalous events aboard OS-13 that correlate with ghost stories being told amongst the research staff to alleviate stress during periods of long-term isolation. These events include mechanical failures, accidents, and uncharacteristic behavior of the team members, which parallel details within their narratives. The 4-member research task force, stationed aboard OS-13 since early 2019, had been recording abnormal spin rates from XO620 before communication was severed on April 19, 2020. Thereafter, the following audio logs were accessed from OS-13's database. There are 4 4827 ghost stories. This one is a ghost story about Okay, that one almost had a monster, but it didn't. The black hole is sentient, and it did murder the crew of the ship. The black hole, 4827, did murder the crew of the ship. It murdered them by making them go mad and causing them to fight, and then one guy threw the rest of the crew out of the airlock. So it didn't just suck them in, it drove them mad. It drove them mad mentally. For what reason? Was it intentional, and can we prove that? Well, Puppet Boy, let me read this last log. Audio recording from the expedition lead. Did you hear the story about a group of researchers who were stuck aboard a space station? They were told to observe a black hole for a year and a half, to sit and listen, to watch and poke. Well, eventually, it poked back. They thought they could unlock the door to the cosmos, pierce the darkness with glass and steel. They thought that if they listened close enough, they would hear the voice of the gods. But gaze into the darkness long enough, and you will find your demons. Pay close enough attention, and you will hear our screams, crushed under the weight of gravity. You told us your stories, gave us a doorway into your world. Now allow us to return the favor. Did you hear the one about the group of researchers who went mad aboard a space station? The man who had a wife flung himself out of the airlock. Now he shall remain in his ignorance forever. The woman with her dog gouged both her eyes out. Now she shall see the horrors of endless night. The man who refused to listen to voices now bleeds from his ears. He shall hear our whispers for eternity. Did you hear the one about the researcher who went mad and murdered his colleagues aboard a space station? He threw them out of the airlock one by one, then logged a distress call so that others would come. By the time you hear this recording, it will be too late. Guys, I really cannot, for the life of me, say that the black hole containing demons that reach out and psychically attack you and cause you to murder each other and kill yourselves is not a murder monster. Frogman, there's no proof the black hole made them mad with the intent of killing them. There's no proof. It did just tell us. When something tells you it wants you dead, you should probably listen. Cognitohazard, it's not direct. It doesn't matter if it kills by cognitohazard, that's still a murder monster. It turns you into a murder monster, so it's a murder monster and you're its weapon. That classification doesn't hold up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, extra evidence to the murder monster claim, guys. It is tagged Pattern Screamer. This is a Pattern Screamer article. What is the Pattern Screamer? For those who are unfamiliar, Pattern Screamers are a piece of SCP Foundation lore originating in SCP 3930. SCP 3930 is a space in Russia, a space that doesn't exist. And if you go into the space, then you automatically don't exist afterwards. And it's due to these pattern screamers, which are entities that only exist because we conceptualize them. And existing causes them pain. They hate existing, so they don't want to exist. And the fact that we make them exist by talking about them makes them angry and want to kill us. They are a tag on the SCP database. That's kind of racist, Dr. Sherman, assuming something's a murder monster just because of its species. Not cool, dude. Pattern Screamers specifically want us to stop conceptualizing them, and they do that through murder. I gotta say, I think we've done it, people. I gotta believe here at the 2-hour mark, that the Pattern Screamers reaching out, driving them mad so that they kill each other. I do believe we have successfully found our first murder monster of the day. And they are concepts, not monsters. Number one, concepts can obviously be monsters. The SCP Foundation does not delineate that. Secondly, self-defense. I'm not giving them a self-defense as a murder monster. They're still murder monsters, even if it's in self-defense. You can get a murder self-defense charge. I believe. I'm not a lawyer. Don't kill people. Then we don't have to worry about it. It didn't even kill them directly. It killed them in the most direct way it could, Aoki, and it did a pretty fine job. The researchers provoked the entity by existing, by studying it. Because again, that's all you need for pattern screamers, is to know that they exist. Dr. Sherm, you could argue self-defense for 682, and that's absolutely a murder monster. Agent Fletcher, I almost wouldn't go that far. Because 682's problem is being in this universe, but it absolutely does want to destroy all human life, whether it's trying to harm it or not. Indo, thank you for your first 2 donations of today's stream. Grab yourself a French fry on the way past the commissary. I like the pink hair. It looks nice on you. Well, thank you very much. It is sitting rather cunning, don't you think? Isn't the story just Among Us? No, Among Us is more shapeshifters, alien infection, and it's more isolating one person. Although it did isolate one person to kill the rest, one person did kill themselves by throwing themselves out of the airlock of their own volition. This is more mental torment of the group. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's Among Us-like. I mean, vaguely Among Us-like. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure they feel the love. And Rosemary, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I am sure they will enjoy cleaning up yet another glitter bomb. The number of this anomaly is SCP 4827. 4827 is what we're talking about. Is that SCP Confinement, the reboot of SCP Confinement in the chat? A new SCP animated series is in the works, or a reboot of one previous. Hope it turns out well. Intern Stoop Girl, thank you for sending a flower to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. I'm sure they will find it very pretty. Is the black hole sentient is not the question Charger plays, because it's not the black hole that's anomalous in that case. It is the pattern screamers within the black hole. And they are clearly sentient. Slapping a polar bear and getting mauled is not the bear murdering you. Yes, it is, Puppet Boy. It is. That is disproportionate retribution. Okay, guys. I'm calling it. I do believe that the pattern screamers count in a murder monster capacity. Just because their existence is pain caused by us doesn't mean they aren't murdering us. And so I'm going to say, murder monster, I'm not taking a poll on this. I am making an executive call as site director of this site. Especially Puppet Boy, because we didn't purposefully provoke them. We were just studying them. So no, not going to take your line of defense here. Go back to the Phoenix Wright School of Lawyering. Intern Trickster Stocks, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. And so, Site 42 staff, welcome to the end of stream. And as always, at the end of stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. But of course, I know, you know that I'm not going to say that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That's cheating. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page and Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can read the SCPs I personally wrote because you want to read them for some reason. I hope you enjoy them. I try to make good art, and I try to make people enjoy art. So, while you're on my author page, checking out my SCPs, one tab over, you'll find a list of links. Links that people are very interested in, very often asking about them in the chat, but then they are not clever enough to actually find them, even though I give very clear hints. So, If you go find those links, because you're a very smart chat, then you will be able to become a Site42 Patreon patron and YouTube channel member if you want to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat on your way past the commissary. Or, well, first, we thank you for your generosity if you choose to donate to Site42 to help myself and the Site42 staff keep things afloat. And if you are part of the Broke Gang and you cannot donate, do not fret, because we welcome you as a member of Mobile Task Force Site42, codename the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, make memes, shitpost edits, clips, and such, not just about us here at Site42, but of the SCP projects we support, like SCP Containment Breach the movie now in its last day of Kickstarter, like SCP Confinement, the upcoming SCP animated reboot of Confinement the series, like the other SCP films, animations, games, podcasts, merch, like the SCP Wiki and its authors and artists. When you support an SCP project, you are growing us to make it so that we can have bigger and better SCP projects, feature films in theaters, AAA games. We're doing our best, and we thank you for your service. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one. It's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3993 Spooky-J, 531, content warning on that one. Read. Site42 staff has been another Dr. Sherman's office hours, it turns out. A subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Wake up, kids, you got the dreamer's disease. Age 14, they got you down on your knees. So polite, we're busy still saying please. Frenemies, who when you're down ain't your friend. Every night we smash a Mercedes Benz. First we laugh, and then we run till we cry. But when the night is falling, you cannot find the light, the light. You feel your dreams are dying. Hold tight. You only get what you give. Don't let go. You got the music in you. One dance left. This world is gonna pull through. Don't give up. You got a reason to live. Can't forget. We only get what we give. The credit song is You Get What You Give by the New Radicals. Be safe, be well, Site42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream.